Hi everyone, it's Polly here from Beaten Jeans, and my goodness, it has been a while since I've gotten on here and shared my life with you. A lot has happened. I have been super busy, both Taylor and I actually. It was probably about a year ago we were approached by Chelcun Schreiber, the founder of No Stomach for Cancer, amongst others. And she asked if we would be willing and able to participate in a campaign with her. This campaign is called Save Our Stomachs. And if you haven't heard of it, I will leave a link in the description box below. But what it is an endowment fund campaign where we are hoping to raise $1.5 million for a specific lab in Dunedin, New Zealand. And the person that runs this lab is Professor Perry Guilford. He is the man, the hero that discovered the CDH1 genetic mutation back in 1997. And he and his lab mates are currently working on a project researching a chemo prevention protocol that will go alongside your annual surveillance. And the idea is that you'll be able to either postpone your gastrectomy or put it off entirely. That is the hope. The thing that's great about this endowment fund is once it is funded in its entirety, this lab will be able to work in perpetuity, forever. And they aren't just working on this chemo prevention. They're looking outside of that, like environmental factors, maybe correcting the E cataherin that goes missing with this gene mutation, and others. It's incredible. You guys should check it out. Like I said, I'll leave the link in the description box below. But that's where we've been. We just got done with a symposium in San Diego, California, where Dr. Mansfield, Dr. Davis, Dr. Wu, Dr. Caitlin Kelly, and the man himself, Professor Perry Guilford, came all the way from New Zealand. It was incredible to see this roundtable discussion where all the doctors were able to talk about their ideas and give input on the CDH1 genetic mutation and HDGC specifically. And on a very sad note, on July 3rd of this year, Karen Chelcun Schreiber lost her battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She was a dear friend to Taylor and I, a mentor. She taught us so much about being an advocate, and she shared with us her passion to help this community. She devoted her life to it, really. We did an interview last year, and I will also leave that in the description box if any of you guys are interested in listening to it. She recounts her life story, and it really is a beautiful story. She was an incredible woman, and I just feel so honored and blessed to have had her in my life and to have learned from her. Moving on to the next topic of discussion would be me. And I am so excited to share with you guys that I made it to my 1-year total gastrectomy anniversary. I did it! And that's what they say. They say it takes 1 full year to fully recover from your total gastrectomy. That's how long it typically takes to find that new normal. And I'm here, and I'm here to say that it is true. I feel fantastic. I feel strong. I feel healthy on the inside. I feel healthy on the outside. My mind is healthy. And I'm just really pleased with my outcome. It couldn't have gone any better. Looking back now over the year, I can honestly say, however, that I was actually fully recovered at my 6-week mark. I know that's crazy, but not much has changed since then. I did have a big hiccup at about my 4-week mark. I made a video about that, so if you want to learn more about what happened to me there, I was hospitalized for a week. I'll leave that also in the description box below. Lots of goodies down below. But basically, I went from a 7-year stint of being vegan to vegetarian, and I think it would just overloaded my system, and my body didn't know what to do with all that dairy. And it was not a fun or pleasant experience, but I recovered from that, and at about my 6-week mark, I've never looked back. I've had very minimal kind of like mini bumps in the road as far as like gas pains or maybe bile reflux at night or dumping episodes. I'm not going to say that none of that has happened, but it's been very few instances. The only thing that I can think as to why I've had such an easy recovery, because I mean, my doctor performed the same surgery on me that he does for all of his patients. So why have I had such an easy way of it? And the only thing I can think is how I prepared for my surgery. I went into this with the mentality of training for a marathon. You don't just wake up one day and run 24 miles. You train for it. You get up every day. You eat the proper diet. You have your mind set toward this goal and this mission. So it's mind, body, spirit. And I did that in preparation for my gastrectomy. I really do believe that is why I had the recovery I had. Now, if any of you guys would like to challenge me on that, I have laid out what I did before surgery. And if you want to give it a gander and see if it works for you, I say have at it. Again, I'm not a specialist or a doctor or a nutritionist, but I am a nurse, and I just logically thought I need to get my body ready for this surgery, healthy and strong and fit, both mentally and physically, and that's what I did. I don't know for sure if that's why I've recovered the way I have, but it just makes sense. Just a few things that have stuck with me through the year that are like my tried and true things that I'm not going to give up, that I'm going to keep doing just to keep myself healthy without a stomach. And that is, number one, my water consumption. I'm still drinking 2 to 3 liters of water a day. This bad boy never leaves my side. I take it everywhere I go. Sometimes I'll throw a couple of frozen strawberries in there, maybe a lemon cube, maybe a little bit of sea salt, just something to kind of spice it up a little bit. But for the most part, I just drink 2 to 3 liters of plain water every day. And I think that's important for everyone with or without a stomach, just flushing your system out and keeping yourself hydrated. In addition to the water, I am still taking my supplements. Now, these are tailored specifically for me, so I will share with you the vitamins that I do take, but you should always talk to your doctor or your nutritionist about which vitamins are correct for you according to your lab values. And I find this little pill organizer to be a major lifesaver for me. You know, I just grab the date that's appropriate for the day, and I stick this in my purse or on my kitchen counter. I take it everywhere I go. I know once this pack is empty that I've taken all my vitamins for the day and I'm good to go. I don't need to worry about that. And it just really takes all the guesswork out of taking my vitamins. If you don't have an organizing system like this and you're having trouble taking your vitamins, I highly recommend that you look into these. A new and recent addition to my supplementation is digestive enzymes. I learned from these from a fellow seahorse sister, Summer Dawn. She did a little reel on Instagram about how these have changed her life for the better as far as eating and digestion goes. And not that I was having any problem digesting anything, but I wanted to enhance my absorption. And since taking these, I have gained 4 pounds, guys. So they are obviously helping me absorb more. I have not had my labs tested for my 1 year yet. In fact, that won't be happening until September. That's when I'm slated to go to the NIH for my follow-up visit. And I'll be curious to see what my labs say since I have put on a little bit of weight. I started off my gastrectomy at 113 pounds. And since I would probably say week 4, week 5, I have maintained my weight at about 104, 105 pounds. It never teetered from there. That entire time I stayed that weight until I introduced these just this last month. That's when I gained the 4 pounds. those of you who are struggling with weight gain or absorption, you might want to look into these, talk to your nutritionist or your doctor about them. Another thing that is a part of my daily must-dos is exercise. I am a firm believer in moving your body. I think it is not only good for your physical well-being, but also your mental well-being. I happen to have a Peloton. My husband got it for me before my surgery, and I'm in no means saying that you need to go out and get a treadmill or a bike or any of that stuff. You can just go out in your front yard and take a walk around the block, or get a couple hand weights and do some workout in your house. Join the gym. I don't know. But moving your body is extremely important, again, with or without a stomach. And it's something that I think has helped me tremendously with my recovery. Getting up every day, making it a point, even if I don't want to. Oftentimes I'm just dreading working out, but I do it. I strap on my shoes and I hit play and I don't look back. And when I'm done, I feel fantastic and I'm always grateful that I did it. I'm gonna pop up a little video that I made of my before TG and what I look like today. And I can't believe the difference in how I look. I felt pretty good before my gastrectomy, and to see the difference of myself before and what I am today is really shocking. I think it's a good depiction of not only the physical change, because you can see with your eyes the difference of health. I feel like I look so much healthier now than I did before. But what you aren't seeing is the innards and how I feel on the inside. I feel like I'm 10 years younger. And I mean that with all of my being. My energy levels, my sleeping patterns, my general overall well-being. I feel 10 years younger, and I'm 47, so I'm feeling like I'm in my mid-30s, and I'm pretty proud about that. I've worked hard to get here, and I'm going to take it, and I'm running with it, and I'm not going to skip a beat. I'm going to keep on working out every day and fueling my body with good nutrition. Some of you may look at me, if you follow us on Instagram, and see my food and how particular and careful I am about the foods that I eat. And I have delved down that rabbit hole of the quality of food that we have in the United States of America. Many of our fruits and vegetables are sprayed with chemicals, and the processed foods are filled with seed oils. It's a topic that is new to Taylor and I, the seed oil topic, but we are learning more and more every day the devastation that it can wreak on your body. And we have pretty much gotten the seed oils out of our diet. Of course, if we're going to eat out, we know for sure we're going to be consuming that. And we're not that crazy about avoiding things. We are going to live our life and have fun. And but when we're home, we do our best to eat as clean as possible and just give our bodies a chance to perform the best that they can. And fueling it with healthy, whole food nutrition, I think, is the best way to do that. Something that I am super proud of, and I worked my little booty off for, it was definitely a labor of love, is my Stomakless and Hungry cookbook. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen because I wanted every single recipe to have a picture to go along with it. I included nutritional information as well, so you know how many calories and fat and protein and carbohydrate with each meal or dish. I know that you all may not be able to eat all the foods in there, and that's why I used so many recipes so that you would have a really big, expansive choice to pick from. And of course, you can always swap out ingredients to fit your your diet. I do have a meat section in there, even though I don't eat meat, but these are recipes that I used to eat when I was a carnivore, and they were my tried and true, my most favorite delicious marinades and sauces, and I hope you guys check it out. You never guessed it, but I'll leave the link in the description box below for you if it's something that interests you. I priced it at a pretty reasonable price because I wanted everybody to be able to afford it. But if for some reason you're in a financial pickle and it's just something that you cannot afford but that you would like, just give me a message and we'll work something out, okay? I feel so proud of this creation, and I hope that those of you that have purchased it are enjoying my recipes. Please don't hesitate to let me know your thoughts and feelings on it. I would love your feedback. One thing that I did buy for my gastrectomy is a Wedge pillow, and I still have not to this day used it. If anybody lives in the Albuquerque area and is planning on having a gastrectomy, I have a Wedge pillow that you could have. I'd be happy to donate it to you. Just leave me a comment down below and I'll find a way to get it to you. I thought I would give you guys a little update on my scar since it has been 1 year. Now, I'm really pleased with how it has healed. I'll just show you here. I asked Dr. Davis to do my incisions so that I would accentuate my abs. I think he did a pretty good job there. But it is just nice. It's not raised or anything. It's looking pretty good, healthy. For the beginning days when I was able to put cream or ointment on my scar, I used this Moderna ointment. And I also used vitamin E oil. And I tried the silicone strips for a while, but they were just hot and sweaty and I didn't like them. So I mainly just used this. Hopefully it'll work for you guys like it did for me. There is one thing that I think is really interesting, and that is that I still have hunger even a year out. I found out recently that ghrelin can also be found in your small intestines. So I must have a little bit of ghrelin down in my intestines, and it's working. I feel hungry a lot of the time. Hungrier than I did when I had the stomach. So maybe it just woke up those sleeping ghrelin hormones that were down a little bit lower.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
You're interrupting. Yes, I am interrupting, and that is because I'm editing my video today and I forgot to talk about 3 important topics. The first one is my protein powder. For years and years and years, too many years to count, I was drinking the Orgain protein powder. And back onto the topic of seed oils, the Orgain protein powder is made with a seed oil. And since I've done away with it in my diet, I switched over to a new protein powder. It only has 5 ingredients. It doesn't have any natural flavors or any other preservatives or thickeners or emulsifiers. It is just 5 clean, whole food, organic ingredients. It's called Complement. It does not have a flavor, which I love because then I can flavor it with the natural fruits and natural sweeteners that I like frozen bananas, strawberries, mangoes, chocolate, peanut butter, fruit. And it digests really well in me, and I honestly prefer it over the Orgain powder that I've used for so many years. I want to add here, which may be a touchy subject for a lot of you, is that many protein drinks or pre-made protein on-the-go drinks have ingredients in them that may not be sitting in your system well, and you may not even know it. If you turn that curtain over and you look at the ingredient list on the back, and I want you to read what's actually in your drink. And if it's something that you're not familiar with or you don't know what it is, like carrageenan or even just something as simple as natural flavors, you can pop on the internet, search those ingredients up. And for example, the carrageenan, if you look at that, it causes intestinal distress and inflammation. And I just want you guys to be aware of the foods that you're putting into your body, because if they aren't serving you, then it's time to find something that is. I'm sending this message to you guys as a friend. I want you guys to feel as good as you possibly can. And putting in ingredients that may not be good for you is just something to consider and something that's important. Be sure that you are reading your labels, you guys. Okay, off that soapbox. Now, the other subject that I didn't talk about, this is for all you ladies out there. So guys, I'm going to put down here where you can skip to if you don't want to hear about this part. But it is my period. And ever since my surgery, my periods have been completely out of whack. When I got home from my gastrectomy, I actually had my period for like 7 weeks. It never stopped. And then ever since then, they have been completely sporadic, lasting 1 day to 14 days. And the gaps in between are all over the place. I just went recently and had my labs drawn, and it looks like I am in premenopause. I am 47, so it's a bit shocking for me. And aside from the irregular periods, though, I don't have any other premenopausal symptoms. I'm not having sweats or emotional swings or any of the things that go along with that. But I did want to make you guys aware that that is something that I'm experiencing, and it may be something that you're also experiencing. You are not alone in that boat. And I guess it's just part of the life cycle. We did have something drastic done to our body, and it just may be, part of the process. The other topic that I wanted to share is my hair. For a long while there, I was using the Olaplex shampoo and conditioner, and I felt like my hair was getting thicker and growing in more. I was seeing a lot of new little hair growths in there, and I was taking the biotin, which I still do take. But, the growth stopped, to be honest with you, and I'm just realizing that this is going to be my hair now. When I wear a ponytail, it's pretty thin. I got to wrap that band around there several times. And, in the grand scheme of life, it really doesn't matter that my hair is a little bit thinner. It's your attitude that matters most, and not the thickness of your hair. And that pretty much sums it up. I guess my biggest word of advice for anybody that's traveling down this path is, this is your individual journey. Your future is in your hands, and I think that it is important for you not to compare yourself to anybody, including myself. We're all individuals, and your recovery may not be on my timeline, and that's okay. Don't get yourself down in a rut about that. You just do the best that you can do and live your life one day at a time, and be grateful for the accomplishments that you make on those day-to-days. Don't get yourself beat up if you're having a rough day. Just push forward, and tomorrow's a new day and you're gonna do great. I just know it. Half the battle is your mental attitude. So if you're down in the dumps thinking that everything is terrible and horrible and it's never going to get better, it's not going to get better. So change your attitude and you'll change your life. If any of you guys have any questions or comments, concerns, I'm here for you. I'm your friend. I feel like everybody that has a CDH1 mutation is like my family, because nobody knows what it feels like to have this mutation except for you. And I welcome you into my family. I'm here for you. I may not have all the answers. I'm not a specialist or a doctor. I'm just a friend, and I'm happy to get on a phone call with you or email or text message, anything. I know how scary it is when you get this diagnosis and the unknowing, and how could you possibly live without a stomach, right? But you can. And it's better than the alternative. I do have plans on making another video on how to properly advocate for yourself. Being that I've been in the medical industry for 18 years, I know a lot about how hospitals work and doctors' offices work. And I think that it's important for everybody to be a strong advocate for yourself. I know they always say never be in the hospital without another family member by your side. That family member there isn't there to fluff your pillow and hold your hand. They're there to be your advocate. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. So stay tuned for that video, guys. I wish you all well on your journeys. Thank you for following mine. I hope that my sharing and my openness was helpful to you. And don't forget that I am still here for you every day if you need me. I wish you all the best. Bye, everyone.